bikes and the Brad Pack lining up, and starters orders will be going into place shortly.
Yeah, magic stuff here for the Super 600s. First race of the day for them. We're going to see lots of action, of course, throughout the day. Don't forget to come and join us for the podium straight after this. You have access to the back of pit lane. The podium ceremony happens right outside the MSA office. We have a green flag at the back. Man with the red flag, Phil, moves off the line, and it's now time to go racing for the Brad Pack. They're lining up. What a start from Undal. Thank you very much. He's learned how to get the Kawasaki off the line. Keep an eye on Shelly, who goes from the left-hand side of the circuit right across the track. Binder's up into second. What a move there from Darren Binder from 6th place to second. And it looks like Shelly was just blocked out ever so slightly by Matthew Scholz and by Dean Voss. They come out of turn 1 towards 2. It is Binder from Cameron Peterson in 2nd place. And of course, leading this race, it is the portable Shane Kawasaki of Undal. The Tsunami machine is around the outside with Kershaw in 4th. Then it's Scholz. Our pole man is looking like he's hanging on for now, but Matthew Scholz, who was on the front row, has been demoted down what is 2 positions into 5th place. Voss is on his tail. So the 2 Yamahas in amongst the Suzuki and the Kawasaki's, and whoa, already a little bit of bumping and reaving as they go into Monster Marbury there from Nicholas Kershaw. Kershaw is the thorn amongst the roses there, or is he the rose amongst the thorns?
Well, it seems as if, Greg, they've just opened up all the power that they have in those wonderful machines as they head down towards the hairpin at the back end and hard on the braking. And oh, look at that, sliding it into the corners.
Peterson doing a little supermoto style into Cape Town corner there. So Vox Telecom, get your cameras out. Here they come across the line, a complete lap number 1. It's Undal. He's opened up a small margin over Cameron Peterson. But look how close those first 7, 8 riders are. Across the line, it's Cam Peterson for 2nd, then it's Binder for 3rd. Scholz comes up on the inside trying to find a way through on Kershaw, can't quite make it stick. Then behind them, a phenomenal effort there from Dean Voss. Anthony Shelley, much better and a much improved ride there from him. So far, he wasn't happy with the machine. It looks like it's certainly better here in race number 1, but we have 7 motorcycles fighting for the lead, Gugu.
Derek, Greg, it's certainly a big one considering that it's just the 2nd lap, lots of action. The boys are not giving each other a chance to actually spread the wings out and really, drop the field, but rather keeping it nice and close and lots of action and lots of little bit of
yeah, look at that back wheel on the Suzuki. Man, he came into the Discover Digital sweep there and unfortunately got it a little bit sideways. That's not going to be a big concern for him. He'll be able to ride through that, but I think the riders behind him are going to think, and Scholz up the saddle.
Slightly.
Matthew Scholz up the saddle in a big way coming through Monster Malmesbury and onto that back straightaway. He's lost a little bit of drive. There might be an advantage taken here, and Dean Voss is going to try and take it. He goes up the inside, and Voss is through. And Dean Voss just sneaking through, using the additional power that he got due to the fact that Scholz didn't get the drive that he usually gets out of there. And Dean Voss moves up 1 position into 5th.
Greg, as you mentioned earlier, and I think if you make one slight little mistake in this Brad Pack series, the boys are just going to punish you, as we've just witnessed.
No doubt about it, Googs. As they come onto the brakes now, look in the background. Hayden Jonas has actually found his way through and gone past Anthony Shelley. So Shelley and Jonas, the 2 youngsters, remember these guys are still in their teens.
Yes.
They are giving it everything they can. Here comes Undal. He's just only turned 21. Cam Peterson is on his tail, the championship lead, and of course our current champion fighting for honours for 1st and 2nd. Darren Binder looking to come back after an up and down season so far. He had a big crash at Fakisa, had a nice outing, but here he comes back into fray and looking for a chance to sneak up and possibly spoil the day for the 2 leaders.
Certainly, Greg, lots of action coming through, but I'm sure Nicholas is under pressure at this moment in time as they head out towards, or should I say, he's putting the others under pressure. He's looking for a way around into 3rd position as they make their way onto the back straight. Look at him getting a bit of drive, not quite as much as he wanted, but I guess he'll just be lining it up. We've seen Cameron Peterson sliding into the hairpin.
Do check this out, 3x3, and then,
here we go.
4x4 in fact, and then went 4 abreast into turn 5. Can you handle that? Cameron Peterson was on the inside. Binder had to take a base of action. Kershaw has a big moment coming out, loses a bit of drive. Here comes Voss around his outside. Dean Voss looking for a way. He's going to push into the wall. Watch out for the wall on your right-hand side there, Dean Voss. Wow, Kershaw just gave him enough room to miss the wall as they head down to 1. And on the braking markers, Scholz sneaks through. So Matthew Scholz took advantage of both Nicholas Kershaw and Dean Voss fighting it out between themselves and snuck ahead to fall back into what is now 4th place on the road.
Yeah, no, Greg, as you've seen, the top 3 boys have just got a slight little gap, but not much.
Man, look at that! The Indian Oil Suzuki is getting out of shape. What has Trevor Pothry given that man to play with? Because, man alive, that thing is like a lightning bolt. It is jumping from side to side.
It's all over the place, Greg.
Yes, indeed. There's no smooth line coming out of that GSXR. That is for sure.
It seems like the boys are all racing their machines, but as they're settling into a good bit of a rhythm and spreading out slightly whatsoever, it seems like the top 3 are opening up a slight little gap. but the other boys are not letting them run away with it at this moment in time.
We've got
as they're on the
6
back
riders
strap.
involved in this battle at the front end, Googs. So there's a bit of a gap down to Hayden Jonas, who still sits in 7th. Shelley and Blaze Baker still fighting for 8th and 9th. And it's Andre Calvert and, of course, Ricky Lee Weir that are fighting now for top 10 honors just behind them. But this front end battle is just phenomenal.
Oh, onto the grass almost.
In fact, onto the grass, not even almost. He was on the grass trying to make that overtaking maneuver. Scalzi thinks he's on a supermoto. He can't ride those bikes on the dirt and make things stick down into one, but he's able to do it, and he shows us, yes, you can.
No, keep it on the black stuff, guys. This is not a rally car, I tell you. Needless to say, motocross is not the order for today. It's super bikes, as we see the Brad Packs on in action, rather, right here at Killarney. 7-way battle in the front. Great.
Scalzi closes up on the
stuff.
back end of Binder. That late braking into turn 2 engine corner has allowed him to close right up. They go past the Vox Telecom banners through the Pirelli braking markers and now down towards Discover Digital. And you can see just how close things are getting now. Dean Foss is certainly being held up ever so slightly by the Mantella Racing Kawasaki of Matthew Scalz. And of course, sitting, waiting to pounce is the Tsunami Kawasaki. And that is, wow, Nicholas Kershaw having a super run, as he always does, coming down here to the Mother City.
Well, as they head onto the back straight, the boys are opening all the throttles. Every little inch they have of power in those machines.
Incoming. Second place up for grabs here, Googs, and it looks like Binder's going for it. Binder's got it. Binder goes in. Whoa! In fact, he had to sit up ever so slightly because Undal got the line ever so slightly wrong. Oh, and it's side by side action. Cam Peterson is on his inside.
He's on the inside.
Look out for the wall, boys. Man, I don't think this guy realised that is a solid concrete wall on your right-hand side, Oaks. Hit that, you're going to be sore. Ask Stephen Undal. He's had a couple of incidents where he's hit that wall. Dude, let me tell you, you do not want to do that at, what is 170 k's an hour on a 600cc bike coming onto the main straight. Now they go down the Jabez straight into Engine corner, hard on the brakes. It is now Darren Binder who's moved up to second. Cameron Peterson under pressure, not only from his teammate, but of course also from Matthew Scalz on the Mantella Trading Racing Kawasaki.
Greg, in terms of the championship leader, Mr. Peterson himself, what would you be thinking? I mean, he's currently in 3rd position, and we've got a couple of laps to go still.
Well, remember, he's actually who leads the championship. The current champion, of course, is Cam Peterson.
That's correct.
It is Undal that is in exactly the right place he needs to be. Yes. Coming into this round, Undal came in with 79 points over Matthew Scalz, who's sitting in 4th place right now on 60. So it's Scalz and Peterson that have to do the catching here. And if Undal stays right where he is now, that's the job done. But I don't think it's done just yet, dude.
No, it's still early days.
Still
early days.
Cam Peterson on the inside into Cape Town corner. Thanks for coming. 2nd place back again in the hands of the brother M-Tech Racing Yamaha R6. And that Indy Oil Suzuki saw him coming and just said, you know what? I just can't block you there, guys. I can't block you. I'm going to give you some room to play. Let's see if you return the favor later on for me.
Not quite. I think, as you said, Greg, these guys are really the Brad Pack. The boys just don't know when to stop. They're just flat sticks. They're just giving it horns, and they just don't worry about the danger that comes with riding.
What danger?
What's that?
There's no danger. There's 6 motorcycles. They're side by side at 170 k's an hour. Where do you see danger, good? I don't understand what you're talking about, man.
But no, I think the track as well has got a few bumps here and there, and to see these guys sneakering these bikes across that, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's top quality and top entertainment being provided here by our Super 600 category. It's race 1, remember, and we're only getting to halfway stage, dude. Halfway stage has been reached. 6 bikes fighting for another 6 laps. It can all end up in tears, or someone is going to be victorious here and extremely happy. Undal is hoping it's going to be him. Cam Peterson's thinking, no, it's definitely not going to be him. It's going to be me.
Look at him lining it up.
Binder, Scalz around the outside of Cape Town corner. Wow. We spoke about the large size of anatomy required for an outside maneuver, but into Cape Town corner from braking at 260 k's an hour. Yes, indeed, that is certainly a very, very strong move there from Matthew Scalz to get him up into 3rd. Here comes Binder back at him, though. On the straight, they are side by side, and Binder is good on the brakes and outdoes his arch rival. It's Suzuki versus Kawasaki versus Yamaha at the front end of this field. And all of a sudden, Suzuki is back into a podium position. Dean Foss pulls out wide, trying a different line here, trying to square the corner off and see if he can get better drive heading down into Discover Digital. But right now, it's Matthew Scalz who is making that ZX6 very, very wide.
He's making it very wide indeed, Greg, and also trying to make his way all the way through to the top of the podium. Needless to say, the boys are still keeping it good and clean. At least that's the nice thing about it. The battles on the track are very good and clean. The guys are professionals, and it just shows, it's not about just, roughing it all the way through.
Oh, Scalzi with a and another one from there. Oh, man, it's like back to back there. I think it was in sympathy. Yes, it was in sympathy. Matthew Scholz, how you hung on to that thing, I have no idea. The back end of that Mantella Trading Kawasaki was not in the right place.
Not where
and
it
about
should
2
be.
seconds later, well, Nicholas Kershaw followed you. Slight change of underwear required in Tsunami race pit after this, please. Because, wow, that was a huge moment.
I think for me too, Greg.
Right, so they cross the line. We have 7 laps completed. And that is what it's all about at the front end. Undal leading out. Binder on the inside of turn 1. And second place is now in the hands of the... In fact, first place! Wow, Darren
That's a big
Binder,
change.
what a move!
Big move.
Goes from third to first in one corner. Undal didn't see it coming. He was caught napping.
I think they're all surprised,
Opened up the
Greg.
door, and second place has been
Goes.
grabbed by Cam Peterson. What
That's
a move there. Oh, man, Darren Binder's just opened this race up completely.
Completely. He
This
just
is what it's all
opened it up.
about in Super 600s.
Greg, that was a shock maneuver. I didn't even see that, in fact. That was
So it's
quite
Binder now who leads out.
surprise.
Cam Peterson in second, and it's Undal down to third. So our leader from the beginning of the race has now been bettered. The championship leader has now been caught by his rivals. And he is now in some serious problems because on his tail comes Scholz, the man who is second to him in this championship. So it's Cam Peterson and Scholzy fighting things out as they go down. 4x4 into turn 5. Look at the defensive riding there out of Darren Binder. Look at that. Oh, what an attack! Cameron Peterson sliding in supermoto style.
And he takes
And I
it,
think he's got the lead. He comes
Can
out
he
of
hang
the
into it?
corner. It's a drive now. He's got the
Number
lead.
2.
The champion is at the front. Wow, man, this is incredible stuff. Cam Peterson heads out as they cross the line, and it's now an absolute race and dice
Drag
to the
racing.
finish.
And change again in the lead, Greg.
No, Darren Binder saw it
Darren
coming.
Binder saying, "Hey, I'm
tell you
here to
something,
go."
he's incredibly good on the brakes, Googs. We've got to keep an eye on that. That Suzuki just has some fantastic stopping power, and both Cameron Peterson and Scholzy didn't have an answer. Look where Undal's dropped to. Back down to
amazing.
4th place, but he is losing ground here dramatically.
Very fast, and I think he's all the way tumbling down. The game plan for him is not playing according to his plan, and I'm sure he's going to have to try and make a plan. He's got a few more laps to
Yeah,
do
he
that.
has, but look who's in front of him.
Oh, no.
Man alive, I
It's
don't know
not
how they're going to try and
easy.
find a way past these guys. And he's
Look
going
at
to have
Cam,
to go
look at Cam.
on.
He's got a better drive, I think.
Cam's got good drive into
He-
Monster. He's got
yes.
it inside and he takes the lead. Into Monster Mom's 3-quarter. The Monster athlete takes the lead. A big squirrel out of the Suzuki coming out of Monster and now down the back straight. He gets into the slipstream. Watch for the braking
Look
from
at Darren
Binder.
Binder.
Binder goes on the outside. Even Undal's going there. That is 5
Whoa.
abreast, dude. 5 bikes
And
side
goes
by
on the
side into
inside.
turn 5. You do not get that
Matthew
anywhere
Scholz.
else in the world. And as they come out, Matthew
Matthew
Scholz has
Scholz
gone to
into
second.
into
And
second
Undal's
place.
a third. So it's Binder that loses out. The man we were just saying who is so good on the brakes loses out because they win 5 abreast.
5 abreast into the
5
corner.
side by
As they
side,
spread
Gooch.
onto the main straight.
Man
It's fantastic
alive.
action
this
here.
is top quality stuff. You do not get better than this anywhere in the world. Trust me, I've been there. Write it down. Write it down. 21, that's Nicole van Oswegen. Nicole van Oswegen
bit of
down
a
at
pity
turn
on
1.
that
So
one.
unfortunately, we've lost our lady rider. She's crashed out at turn 1. Looks like she's okay. Yes, she is walking away there. She's got the shark helmet on, so that'll help her out a little bit. And of course, I can see her ankle's a little bit sore, but she's going to head straight to ER24. Back to the front,
Back
though.
to the
Cam
race.
Peterson.
Back to the race.
Darren Binder trying to keep Undal behind him. And if he keeps wiggling that tail,
I'm
he's
telling
not
you,
going to
he's not going to be able to keep it up.
through.
Not at all. Not at all as they head out towards
Check the
Malmesbury.
replay here.
He has a replay
Nicole
of
just
the
runs
ball.
ever so slightly up
wide.
into turn 1. She tries to sit it up. You can see she's trying to make the corner where she should have sat it up at that point. Unfortunately, the commitment was there, but the bike just wasn't able to do it, and the Pirelli rubber probably had had enough at that stage. But look at that.
Shame, man.
Fortunately, okay. You can see her lying down there, but she got up immediately
Back
up
to
there.
the front.
Lead change.
Lead change
Matthew
again.
Scholz in the
Matthew.
front.
Good stuff by Matthew, getting good drive, and it seems like Cameron Peterson is going to try and hang one with him as they head onto the start-finish line. It seems as if it's still going to be
2
Scholz.
laps to go, Googs.
2 more laps to go.
2 laps to go.
Lots of action still.
You know what? I can't do
Six-way
this anymore.
battle.
I'm going home. I can't do this anymore. I'm going home.
6-way battle in the
Man
front.
alive.
And
This
all
is
the way through.
top quality stuff, dude.
And these are the Brad packs. Can
This
you
is the
imagine what's
Brad
going to
pack.
happen later on?
Super GP still to come. So as we get onto the braking markers into engine corner, it's Scholzy that now has the advantage over Peterson. Undal has got to third. That's probably the best place to be in right now.
For now,
But
definitely.
Darren Binder is on his tail and attacking from behind on the Indy Oil Suzuki. Tsunami Kawasaki behind, and the third of those motorcycles at the back end in
My
6th place
goodness
right
me.
now. Second of the brother Intech Yamaha's Dean Foss.
It seems like the guys are actually putting more power out on the ground because it seems as if they're trying to open up a bit of a gap, but I don't think so. This 6-way battle is going to continue right up until the flag as the boys head out onto the back straight towards the hairpin. Wonder as to whether Cam will be able to do it again.
I've never in my 18 years of commentary seen 5 motorcycles go side by side into turn 5. They've gone 3 by 3 again. Odendaal has to take the evasive line around the outside. Cam Peterson trying to get a good drive there. You see how he squared the corner.
Yes.
Came back down again. He's got good drive, but Scholz got also a very good start and line out of that corner, which is going to assist him. He goes defensive, cuts across, but then comes to the wall, which is a good thing to do. Come across to the wall,
use a bit of acting to
turn
assist
1
you.
line, and the most dangerous man on a motorcycle right now in this race is in 4th place on the Indy Oil Suzuki.
Yeah, no, clearly the boy is just timing out. He's just seeing what the 3 in front are doing and probably just plotting his plan of action to be able to be in the front.
On the last lap.
Is it the last lap?
I don't know. I have to assume it's the last lap because on my timing monitor you've got 12 laps done. Whether or not that's done and dusted just yet, I have to assume. So as they come through, this is what we're going to be sorting things out now. They're on into Monster Marlborough for the last time. Looks like Nicholas Kershaw trying to keep Dean Foss at bay. Scholz hangs on. Right the outside comes Cam Peterson. Watch for the drive down the back straight now. This is where things could change up. Slipstream City is going to happen down this back straight.
Here we go.
Cam Peterson looking for a way. Matthew Scholz is definitely going defensive.
Odendaal
is around the outside. He's extremely late on the brakes. Odendaal could take the lead here. Oh, what a move! Around the outside, Odendaal and Scholz side by side. He's hanging on for dear life. Cam Peterson is now tucked in behind him. We've got a rider coming off the circuit, and it's going to check flags anyway. Here are 3 motorcycles. Who is going to take a chance? Look how close this is. Oh my goodness! That is phenomenal. You do not get better than that. Can you believe that action? Matthew Scholz wins out. But I can tell you something, oh man, I don't even know who won that one.
No,
that was just absolutely incredible stuff. Stephen Odendaal takes the win. Cam Peterson comes through for 2nd place, and Matthew Scholz. Dude, the first 4 riders are split by a 1/10 of a second.
1/10 of a second.
1/10 between 4 riders for 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Biggest loser out of that one is Binder.
From Peterson, from Scholz, from Darren Binder, Dean Foss, and Nicholas Kershaw. The first 6 riders, half a second, brew.
Half a second.
Can you believe that? That is just top quality
action.
stuff.
Quality stuff, Greg, as you called it. I mean, from the start all the way till the flag, it was the 6 of them pushing on. Greg, let me let you loose right now. I can see you're full of energy right now and full of excitement. You want to see the riders. And to everybody out there, if you want to meet the riders as well as see the top finish as we see on the replay action, close action, Stephen Odendaal takes it, followed by Cam Peterson with Matthew Schultz in 3rd spot. And Darren Binder being the big loser there. Clearly, he was looking forward to celebrating on the podium, but alas, it was not his time at this moment in time. Great action here by the Brad Pack as they make their way through, doing some wheelies as well out there for you folks. So if you're in the paddock at the moment, head on over to the Monster Energy Drink SuperGP podium. The boys will be out there shortly to be doing the prizes, as well as Greg and Ricky will be handling it up. But a fantastic race has been had. Race 1 of the Super 600 has seen Stephen Odendaal taking the lead very closely, very close shave, with Cameron Peterson in 2nd place, followed by Matthew Schultz. And of course, Darren Binder, who also was right towards the front at some stage, is in 4th. Dean Foss in 5th, and rounding up the top 6, Nicholas Kershaw, not having a brilliant run, but bringing out the rear in 6th spot.
We're under starters orders. Wait for that green flag at the back. Monster Energy SuperGP Champions Trophy. It's the Super 600s lined up. The Brat Pack are good to go.
Here we go
for race 2. Off the line, it's Scholz. Good start from Odendaal. Watch out for Shelley coming from behind. He is always lightning quick off the line and down towards turn 1. He's going to be on the outside of Blaze Baker, sneaking through on Kershaw. It's Matthew Scholz, though, who moves into 2nd place behind Odendaal. The Pocket Rocket has certainly learned how to get that Kawasaki off the line, and he's doing it well. Wow, a big moment there for Darren Binder. Puts the wheel onto the dirt, onto the rumble strip, and nearly comes out the saddle. He manages to keep Kershaw at bay, but around the outside goes Cam Peterson, and Peterson hangs on. Dean Foss has to sit up as Kershaw sneaks through on the inside. And Darren Binder, who sits in what is 4th place on track right now. It is basically all 6 riders who were in race 1's epic battle are back again, but Shelley and Baker are there too. What a start Anthony Shelley on the back end of Dean Foss. Riders down.
Two riders down.
Oh, riders
Greg,
down. Looks like some problems there. Unfortunately, the 33 bike is out. That is Keegan Vessels. He's parked on the sideline. You can see.
He's even asking him, what happened, dude?
Oh, man, what a pity there for Keegan Vessels.
It?
Looks like he's gone down. Yes, indeed. I'm not sure who the other rider is. Oh, it looks like it's actually Kevin Redmond. It could be Kevin Redmond who's gone down there. What a pity for those two riders. But maybe we got that on camera. We'll see if we can get a replay of it if we did. Here they come onto the main straight one more time to complete lap number one. Because this is number 1 of 13. 13 laps, 12 laps to go as they complete the first one. And it's two Kawasaki's leading the front end. Both of them factory riders, one out of Portable Shade Kawasaki, the other one out of Mantella. Then you've got Binder, shoving it up the inside of Kershaw, forcing Kershaw onto the outside of turn one. And he has to take evasive action as Cam Peterson now is in the sights of Darren Binder. Speaking of in the sights, here comes Fossey. Dean Foss on the inside. Watch out for yellow flags down here. Of course, no overtaking under yellow. I'm not quite sure if Dean Foss saw that. There's a good possibility Foss might have to give that back. But you know what? When you are this close, and when it's this close racing, there's a good possibility you might just miss that little yellow flag.
It is true, Greg. It is sometimes, the white might say it's a great miss that comes into play. Your adrenaline is pumping and everything is happening so fast that you do miss a little telltale signs in your life. But it seems like the rider is up and thankfully he's okay. I don't think it'll be a red flag. It'll be just double yellow
That's
at the
Keegan
moment.
Vessels' bike.
Yeah.
He's parked on the sideline. The other one is Redmond.
Second-hand bike?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's too badly injured. I think the two of them might have just clipped each other coming out of Engen. Out of Engen's probably about 110, 120 k's an hour.
Pretty much.
So it's not such a high-speed crash for these riders when they're used to going 260 down the back straight. That's where you've got to take into account where there's a good possibility of bed speed.
Well, it's all systems going in the front. The top six as always, just battling it out and still swapping positions and probably a bit of bottom. Binder going in on the inside. Takes over the position.
Here comes Cam with him. Cam Peterson sneaking through on the inside as well. Follows him through. And Scholze gets dropped to fourth. So it's Peterson who has now followed his good friend Darren Binder through and makes a maneuver. Around the outside comes Dean Foss, changing it up a slightly different line. We should still have yellow flags. There are still marshals and bikes on track. So he didn't make it stick this time. He realizes there's a possibility he may have overtaken under yellow. And Binder hangs on to second from Cam Peterson. Scholze in third. Woodendall opening up a small margin. It was only 0.15 of a second as they crossed the line the last time. He's not getting away, and they won't let him. There's no way in hell these 5 riders behind Stephen Woodendall will let the pocket rocket get away.
Not this time around, Greg. I mean, if anything goes by the first race that we had earlier on, you just best be there and be there at the right moment to be able to take advantage of any situation that might occur. And at this moment in time, I think all the riders are actually playing their cards close to their sleeves, just icing each other and checking out as to what's going to happen and who's going to play what card, and then obviously pounce for the win at the right time.
Speaking of pouncing, fastest rider on track on that last lap was Dean Foss, and it looks like he's gone back-to-back with fastest lap times now. He comes through, goes alongside Matthew Scholze down to the braking markers into turn one. He's not quite close enough just yet, but he's certainly putting a wheel in every now and again, allowing Scholze to realize that he is under pressure from the Yamaha. And now as he comes out, he nearly runs right up the back end of Scholze. The front tyre and back tyres nearly collided there. He goes around the outside. Can he hang on to that line? Yes, he can. Dean Foss, where are you getting this action from, buddy?
But
awesome
he loses
stuff.
out on the outside.
Unfortunately, yeah, just
he loses out on the exit, Greg.
It's the usual point of that. Change up a second. Cam's gone to second. Binder down to third. This is what Super 600 has been all season long. It's been 600 racing's been over the last probably 10 years in this country.
No, certainly.
Definitely the most exciting racing coming in from a two-wheeled aspect. And I tell you, these guys, and of course the young lady a little bit further back, do not hold anything back when it comes to putting on this kind of entertainment.
Not at all, Greg, and considering these are just 600s, the boys and girls are certainly providing a lot of action for us here on the track as we see the boys sliding into the hairpin over there. But certainly, Greg, this type of racing is certainly very exciting, and it just shows that these young guys, the Black Pack as we call them, are certainly got a bright future ahead of them as they grow and go into the bigger series as well.
Yeah, certainly, Googs. There's no doubt about that as they head down into turn one again. It's hard braking coming out of Binder to keep Scholze at bay, but it's nothing in it between the top three. Woodendall is starting to feel the pressure from behind. It's Cam Peterson on his tail. Darren Binder right behind them. Matthew Scholze then fighting hard is Dean Foss. Tsunami Kawasaki in the background, of course, is Nicholas Kershaw. He's just waiting for something to go wrong. There's no doubt that these guys are not going to hold anything back. They're going to try maneuvers that they don't normally do. Just like that, new leader,
Done.
Cam Peterson through the exit of Engine corner, and he's at the front. So there's a demotion of Woodendall for the first time. Now, that's where we saw things change up in this race. As soon as Woodendall lost the lead in race one, that's when we started to see all the big action.
Yeah, it seems as if fatigue also plays a major role in that. And if you lose one little bit of concentration in any corner, you get taken up. And it seems as if Cam Peterson timed that very well as he leads everybody all the way down the back straight. But it's not going to be easy for him to retain there.
Right, so they head down into turn 5, and Cape Town corners normally where things change up. It's an awesome bit of riding here from Cam Peterson to get to the front end, and now it is up to Stephen Odendaal to try and return the favour as they go down towards turn 1, Owen completing another lap. That's going to be 5 laps down. We've got 9 to go as they get onto the braking markers. Darren Binder closes in. He's very good on the brakes. Let's see if he's able to use that braking ability to get through and get past Stephen Odendaal.
Look at that, putting on a pressure as well as they exit out. Let's see if he can keep it nice and clean and get good drive towards the next bend. Onto the inside, not quite at this moment in time. It's still a little bit of a gap to cover, but Binder's still chasing up the front too.
Yeah, Binder is probably the most dangerous man on track right now, although Cam Peterson has just set the fastest lap of the race, a 13.179 on a 600cc, an Evo 600cc, not even a modified one.
Yes.
How was that going?
These two, Binder
side by side, Binder onto the dirt! Wow, Darren Binder!
How did he hold
he tries to hang on. He tries to hang on around the outside of Monster Malmesbury, but Dean Foss says, that's
not
my
today,
line, dude.
not today,
you ain't coming through there. Wow, Darren Binder. Well,
two
man,
positions in 2
I
corners.
can't tell you, every single time these guys get on track, we are seeing action like this. Just behind them, a massive dice as well between Hayden Jonas, Blaze Baker, and Anthony Shelley. But at the front is where we're concentrating on. And a bit of smoke coming out of Kershaw. A bit of smoke coming out of Kershaw's Kawasaki. The tsunami is, there's a bit of body damage there too as well. But look at the fairing. He's looking down at it. He knows there's a problem. Look at that. He's looking, something's broken.
He knows there's something wrong.
Something's broken on Nicholas Kershaw's bike. So 6-way battle has now become 5. And the tsunami bike has said enough is enough. I cannot take the pace at the front end here.
Not today. It is too hot, super hot. Cameron Peterson leading the 5 boys, or should I say the 4.
Look at that.
As they go into the next one.
Let's take a GSXR needle and thread it between that Kawasaki and man alive. Where do these guys find the lines? How do they keep it on the black stuff? How do they keep it upright at this kind of breakneck speed? Here comes Foss.
He's losing again.
Dean Foss.
Binder just going backwards.
Sides up the inside and moves ahead of Binder onto the dirt again. What are you doing, Darren? Dazzler Binder, I think, is running out of rubber. There is no doubt about the fact that the Pirelli is crying. And speaking of crying, a big wobble coming out of Odendaal down the back straight too as he got on the power. He was actually looking back, so it was literally, I don't think it was a tyre problem there. I think it was due to the fact that the body language and, of course, him looking back just unsettled the bike ever so slightly. He wasn't able to get through on Cam. Yeah. Cam's hangs on for now and continues to lead this race as we get to the halfway stage.
Greg,
6 laps done, 7 about to be completed.
Greg, as I said, I'm looking at Cameron Peterson into the hairpin at the end there. He always comes in sliding it through as we see Odendaal making his way through into turn 1. New leader, change in the front.
I hear what you're saying, Googs. You know what happens there? It's basically a riding style that he has. It comes out of Supermoto. He's an ex-South African Supermoto champion, so he knows how to get the back end out. It does, of course, cause a concern for the rider behind you, so you might think twice about going around the outside or on the inside if he is sliding, due to the fact that he's basically squaring the corner off.
Correct.
And he gets the squirt through that apex a lot easier if he does that.
But then again, can you hold it out throughout the whole race? That's the question. I mean,
will the tires hold out? You know, if the rubber's available. One of the best riders I've ever seen do that in MotoGP was, of course, Gary McCoy.
Yes.
He was known as the Slide King. And man who took over from him in terms of South African point of view was Hudson Kenner.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kenner could get it completely sideways, especially here in Cape Town and down where we're headed to right now. So, you know, keep an eye on that. I know that Hudson's probably checking this out via live streaming, and hopefully he's enjoying what we're seeing here in terms of South Africa's top contenders in the Brat Pack. And around the outside, Dean Foss is certainly looking for a chance to get past on Skolty. But Matthew Skoltz is just keeping him honest for now. Binder has lost too much ground. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to make it up. He's got to wait for some issue at the back. It's not as close as what it was. There are 4 riders involved in the battle. Binder's lost a little bit of ground, but he is closing under braking.
Certainly making his way. Binder obviously had paid big time for that one. He's dropped back all the way from, he was running as high as 3rd at one stage, but at this moment in time, he's right in 5th position as we see the boys going in towards engine corner as they negotiate.
Big mistake from Odendaal. Odendaal makes a massive mistake and runs wide and loses 2 positions. Skoltz just sneaks through. So I think we're starting to feel the effects of tyre wear here.
There we go, and another
Foss
position.
is through 2. Dean Foss sneaks up ahead. So 3 positions in 2 corners, and Binder's still using the outside line. Where are you thinking about? The big grandstand. Yeah, he's looking for the big grandstand to use it as a burn, dude.
There we go. There we go. Greg, obviously, I mean, tire wear should be here, should be a problem. I mean, as you see, the riders losing position all the way from the front, all the way to 3rd to 4th position. I mean, that's quite extensive to be able to lose so many positions, as we see Cameron Peterson holding off Odendaal as they get into the bowl. Cameron still in the lead, followed by Odendaal as they go through, or not even Odendaal at this moment in time. It is Schultz who's in second place.
Schultz in second place, that's right, Googs, as they cross the line and complete lap number 9. So, sorry, lap number 8, I beg your pardon. 8 is done, it should be 9 that they are, aren't you? Yes, indeed, I was right on the 9, and into turn 1, it's Numa Kawasaki that leads. Can you believe that action? Matthew Scholz going up the inside of both of the Yamahas and showing them the way home. Scholz, he needs to close things down. Remember, he's second in the championship. He's got to close things down on Odendaal, who sits in 4th place. Odendaal can actually just stay there and remain in the lead of the championship. You know, you've got to take into account, do you go and throw caution to the wind here? Do you risk a chance of braking or falling? Or do you just sit in 4th place and take what is going to be the 13 points available for 4th place?
Which is good points, because we've got a season still quite long. This is only round number 3 of 8, and so it's still early days in terms of championship. But it's good to say, Greg, that you need to think about the championships at a later stage, because if you don't do that, obviously the points that you lose out over here will come back and bite you, and you might find yourself losing out on the championship. As we see the riders going into the hairpin, it's 2 abreast at this moment in time.
2 by 2. 2 by 2 they went in there. What is this Noah's Ark at the end of Cape Town straight there? Because I can tell you something, it was 2 by 2 going in there as they come across the line. I know Ricky Brest is down waiting to pick up on Nicholas Kershaw and what went wrong on his bike. But as they cross the line, this is Scholz, Voss and Cam Peterson side by side. Heading down into it. Oh, magic stuff. Maneuver. Absolutely magic stuff. It's really, really good to see. And I can tell you something, this little race here is absolutely flat out.
And it also looked like Binder is trying to make his way forward as well and stick to the boys, but he's struggling to stay abreast with them. But hopefully as they compete amongst each other and actually overtake each other, they might give him time to move.
Nicholas, what are you doing off the track? What happened?
Just a bit of bad luck. As I came out of the last turn, I felt my foot peg was a bit slippery, and I looked down and the bike was full of oil. So obviously we got a leak somewhere, and it's put us out of the race.
So is your bike okay? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm alright, but the bike's got a leak, so obviously we can't carry on. It will be too dangerous.
Okay, well, what a pity. Greg, let's see what's happening on the track.
Thanks very much, Ricky. Awesome stuff there. Big pity there to Nicholas Kershaw, but no worries whatsoever at the front end. Wow, 3 by 3 for second place, and up the inside goes Scholz. Cam Peterson on the outside of the banking. Got to stay a little bit lower than that. He's going to be aware of it. He hasn't got quite the drive that he expected coming out, but his teammate has got phenomenal drive. Watch out for Dean Voss using the slipstream of his teammate. Cameron Peterson coming down towards turn number 1. It is Peterson who's looking to take the lead. Has he gone around the outside? No, Scholz just beats him into the corner. Here comes Binder. Binder to second from 5th. 5th place into turn 1. He comes out of turn 1 in second. What is that man thinking? What is he drinking? I want it, and I want it now. Man alive. Binder, what are you doing, dude? Coming into turn 1, this man is on fire. The Indy Oil Suzuki's gone from 5th place to 2nd, and he's now putting the championship contenders at massive amounts of distress.
Now, certainly, Greg, a wonderful maneuver as he slips into 3rd position as Odendaal goes into 2nd place.
Dean Voss, dude. Dean Voss into 2nd place. Voss into 2nd as he comes through. An amazing bit of riding there from the young man. Remember, he's the guy who's currently sitting down in 4th place in the championship. If he stays where he is, he's going to move closer to his teammate, Cam Peterson. The battle for 3rd and 4th is between the 2 Yamahas. Binder's not really in the championship right now, but if he carries on with this kind of racing, he's certainly going to be back in it by the end of today's racing. And the man who leads the championship, he's sitting in 5th. He's not getting involved, and Cam Peterson's off. Peterson runs wide. Whoa! Use that supermoto skill, dude. Cameron Peterson off the track. He's out of it. That is going to give a massive advantage to his teammate. And here they come. Dude, we have got...
great pity on that, Greg.
Wow.
Great pity on that.
This is going into the last lap, dude. It's 12 laps down. Oh, and Binder's down!
Binder bins it.
Binder dumps it down into turn 1. Can you handle it? This is just how his season's been all season long. Darren Binder, that's the 2nd time he's had a big crash.
That's a big one. It's a pity.
What a pity. Dude, I can tell you, hang on, it's not over yet. Dean Voss and Scholz are still fighting. Here we go. Half a lap to go as they head down to 3. It's Scholz in front, Voss on his tail. Voss looked better on the brakes down into turn 5.
Yes,
We're going
correct.
to put some money on him. I think there's a good possibility he's going to go for a do or die. He's got nothing to lose here. Matthew Scholz has got everything to lose. He's sitting in 2nd in the championship. 1st place in the championship sits in 3. Here, onto the back straight.
good drive on the back straight as they head down towards the hip. And who will it be? It is the last corner, basically, and it will be...
Undal coming around the outside. Watch for outbraking. Watch for outbraking from Undal on the brakes. He's gone around the outside of both of them. He takes the lead.
Takes both of them.
Undal goes around the outside of both riders and hits the front again. Oh, nearly comes off. Oh, he has a big moment. It's going to be a drag race again to the line. Here they come. Dean Foss on the inside. Can he beat this guy to the line? It's Undal. He's going to hang on. He's only going to hang on by a couple of thousandths of a second. Double victory for Stephen Undal. Scholz takes second. It is 1800ths of a second, dude.
Super close. Just
1800ths of a second between Undal and Scholz for the win.
Greg, it's super amazing how many changes we've had over the last 2 laps. It's certainly a big day in the office, particularly for that man on the wheelie currently at this moment in time, Undal. Great overtaking maneuver into the hip and taking the 2 riders in front of him and saying, cheers, gentlemen, I'm here to win. Despite the bee sting at the beginning of the race, the man just made it stick. Look at him wheeling, saying, thank you very much. It's been a good day in Cape Town.
It certainly has there. An awesome effort there, I've got to say, from both of the riders. And, of course, this is what it's all about. It's really great stuff. And I've got to say, once again, phenomenal racing in our 600cc's. It's what everybody's come to expect when we come to watch this kind of racing. And I can tell you, it's going to be some more stuff heading into round 4 at the Buffalo City Super GP for our Super 600s. I'm going to head down to the podium, Googs. I'll catch you in a few minutes' time. All the best, though, to our top 4 riders. They did an absolutely amazing job. Cam Peterson, though, hung on for 4th place, even though he went off, which is a great effort. And looking at the championship, 129 to Undal, Scholz is on 96, Peterson on 87, and 84 to Dean Foss.
Greg, you called it certainly probably one of the most exciting races that we've had today here in Cape Town, as the boys doing wheelies all the way on the back straight. Undal is certainly one person who's really happy today, having come out with a clean slate of win, as the boys right at the back also doing donuts. Well, not donuts as such, but rather burnout, 3-way burnout. Saying thank you to the crowds. And of course, wheelies just to entertain us and say it's been a great day down here at Killarney for round 3 of the Monster Energy Super GP Champions Trophy race in the Mother City.